Most Americans over 60 believe that vitamins are natural, so safe, that more is better, and they will protect the body from aging. But the scary truth is, the very vitamins you are taking to protect your health might be silently destroying the strength of your legs every day. Be honest, do you feel like you get up more slowly than before? The stairs seem steeper, your legs easily tire or tremble slightly when you walk. Not due to age, that could be because you took the wrong type of vitamin or took too much. In today's video, we will reveal 3 common vitamins that American seniors are still taking. Seemingly beneficial, but in reality, they are silently weakening muscles, causing loss of balance, and bringing you closer to the risk of fractures, falls, and loss of independent mobility. And the most concerning thing, you might be using them right now. Watch until the end of the video, but please like this video and hit subscribe so you don't miss any information that helps you maintain the strength of your legs and your freedom every day. At the top of the list of substances that seem nutritious but are actually harmful, vitamin E is a silent destroyer of the muscles of seniors. For many years, it has been marketed as a miraculous antioxidant, helping to keep the heart healthy, the skin taut, and slowing down the aging process. Many seniors take it daily in the hope that it will help them live longer. However, what few people tell you is that vitamin E is not water-soluble like vitamin C, it is fat-soluble. This means it silently accumulates in the liver and tissues, and when this amount exceeds the threshold, it begins to interfere with the body's important functions, especially the strength and coordination of muscle movements. Because it is praised as an anti-aging miracle drug, many people over 60 have independently increased their vitamin E dosage to over 400 IU per day, believing that more is better. However, that seemingly harmless dosage quietly accumulates, causing dysfunction in muscle and nervous system, especially in important areas like the legs, hips, and balance. The initial symptoms appear very subtly, almost imperceptibly. You stand up from your chair and feel a bit unsteady, or just walk around the supermarket for a while and your legs feel unusually tired. It's easy to attribute it to age, but the truth may lie in the very vitamin you take every day. However, the good news is, if you recognize it early, you can completely reverse these effects before it's too late. Few would expect that a seemingly benign vitamin like vitamin E could thin the blood, and this is particularly dangerous for seniors who are taking anticoagulants. When these 2 factors combine, the risk of internal bleeding, deep bruising, and uncontrolled hemorrhaging can skyrocket, even after minor bumps. Now imagine the danger of a simple stumble when your legs can no longer support you in time and your body is more prone to bleeding. The scariest thing is that these warning signs do not come with any labels or reminders on your vitamin bottle. They don't appear all at once. They creep in little by little, cleverly disguised under the name natural aging. Many well-meaning seniors continue to take their daily medications without realizing that it is quietly undermining their foundational mobility. We are not saying this to cause fear, confusion, or incite panic. The goal is to help you have the right awareness. The bodies of older adults do not process vitamins the same way they did when they were younger. What used to be effective at 30 can sometimes become a health risk at 70. Therefore, vitamin supplementation cannot be based on habit or impulse. It needs to be carefully considered, especially when you have entered a stage where each steady step signifies independence. It's time for you to ask yourself an important question, and perhaps a difficult one to answer. If you've been taking vitamin E daily without consulting a doctor, especially in high doses, are you really doing something good for your body or inadvertently causing harm? And if a vitamin considered healthy can silently weaken muscles, reduce balance, and push you closer to the risk of losing independence, then what might be lurking behind the other pills in your supplement cabinet? This is a wake-up call. Sometimes the very things we use with the intention of protecting our health need to be reconsidered first, because a right decision today might be what keeps you walking steadily tomorrow. Next up is a name that might surprise you: vitamin A. For a long time, it has been considered an essential part of the healthy aging process, supporting the immune system, protecting the skin, and maintaining vision. But very few people know that if used incorrectly, vitamin A can silently weaken bones and muscles, especially in the legs and hips, the two areas that keep you standing firm every day. Unlike water-soluble vitamins, vitamin A is fat-soluble, meaning it is not excreted through urine, but gradually accumulates in the liver and soft tissues. When it exceeds the threshold, it can break down bone density, making bones brittle and more prone to fractures, especially in seniors who have experienced a decline in bone mass over time. Just a slight misstep on a familiar staircase can lead to a life-altering fracture. And not just bones. Excessive vitamin A also affects the muscle groups that control movement and balance. If you feel your thighs tire more quickly, your hip joints ache lightly but persistently, or your legs weaken for no apparent reason, the culprit might be in the vitamin you take every morning. The dangerous thing is that these changes are not obvious. They don't come suddenly. They whisper, they don't shout. You start sitting more, avoiding stairs, postponing walks around the neighborhood, not because you're lazy, but because your legs aren't as strong as they used to be. You think you're getting old, but maybe you're just suffering the consequences of a vitamin that is marketed as good for seniors. Remember, what was good for you when you were young doesn't necessarily mean it will be beneficial when you cross the age of 60. And if you are taking vitamin A daily without consulting a doctor, especially when combined with other fortified foods, the costs might be higher than you think. Perhaps the most surprising one among these is vitamin B6. It might be the warning you didn't see coming due to the way it damages your legs and affects the nerves. Originally promoted as a way to boost energy, improve memory, and support the nervous system, vitamin B6 appears in a wide range of supplements for the elderly, but at high doses, especially over 100 mg per day, a common level in many over-the-counter multivitamins. Vitamin B6 is no longer a nerve supporter. It becomes a harmful agent to your own transmission system. The damage often starts subtly: tingling in the toes, slight numbness in the soles of the feet, followed by a feeling of unsteadiness while walking. You might think that you are getting older or blame it on poor blood circulation. But no, this is a sign of peripheral neuropathy due to vitamin B6 toxicity, and the sad thing is this damage may not be reversible. Even if you stop drinking, the damaged nerves still leave lasting effects, leading to weak legs, persistent numbness, imbalance, and an increased risk of falls. You no longer feel confident when going down the stairs. You start avoiding walks around the house, giving up activities you once loved, not because you're lazy, but because your legs no longer belong to you. A vitamin pill said to be good for the nerves is quietly eroding your ability to move. This is not uncommon. More and more elderly people are falling into the trap of vitamins are safe without realizing that dosage and age change everything. Vitamin B6, when taken in excess, is no longer a source of energy, but rather something that takes away your agency, freedom, and even the dignity of movement. After examining 3 types of vitamins that seem good for health, vitamins E, A, and B6, a clear truth emerges: the belief that the more the better is not only wrong, but also harmful. But the story doesn't stop there. Every day, the strength of the legs of many seniors is diminishing, not just because of vitamins, but due to silent habits that weaken the body little by little. This is not to blame, but a reminder that even familiar habits, the ones you believe are helping you, need to be reconsidered as the body enters a new phase of life. You might still be regularly taking your supplements every morning, quickly swallowing a health-boosting pill while brewing your coffee, unaware that they can subtly weaken your mobility, reduce your balance, and erode the independence you've worked hard to maintain throughout your life. The decline in strength doesn't come as a shock. It creeps in, starting with hesitation before stepping off the curb. The feeling of needing to muster a bit more strength to get up from a chair or choosing the elevator instead of the stairs, not out of laziness, but because the legs are no longer as steady as before. Small adjustments gradually turn into a simplified lifestyle. You limit your travel, you avoid crowded places, you organize your day according to limits instead of preferences. And then your body learns to adapt to that frailty. Muscles gradually atrophy, bones become more brittle, and the risk of falls, fractures, loss of independence becomes a reality. What's more, this doesn't always stem from illness. Not everything is due to age. Many changes in the body are actually the result of choices made with good intentions, but without knowledge or proper guidance. This is the time you need to reflect, not to blame yourself, but to regain control. Because your strength lies not just in your muscles, but in the wisdom of making decisions for a healthy, stable future. You're not wrong for wanting to be healthier, but you might be heading in the wrong direction. No one warns that too much vitamin A can silently make your bones brittle. No one tells you that vitamin E, the one you take every morning to fight aging, might be making your legs weaker and unbalanced. And no one mentions that vitamin B6, often marketed as energy boosting, can actually cause nerve damage, numbness in the feet, and make walking more dangerous than ever. But now you know. And knowing is not a burden, but a gift. Because when you have the right information, you have the power to choose again. And the right choice today can be what helps you maintain your footing, freedom, and dignity tomorrow. Be honest, have you ever looked at the vitamin bottle on the kitchen shelf and wondered, do I really need to take this? We often believe in labels like anti-aging, heart health supplement, memory booster, forgetting that the body of a senior doesn't function like it did at 30. What was once beneficial may now be harmful. You don't need more pills, you need more awareness. Ask questions, check again. Listen to your body. It is whispering to you through every tired step, every slow rise, every slight tingling in your toes. Getting older doesn't mean losing strength. It only requires you to be smarter, more cautious, and braver when making health decisions. And the most important thing is you still have time to adjust before everything gets out of hand. Remember this, just because something is called a vitamin doesn't mean it's always safe. And just because you take it every day doesn't mean it will bring good health. As you just saw, vitamin E, A, and B6, those familiar names that seem harmless, can actually be the silent culprits weakening your legs day by day. If you ever believe that the more the better, if you are taking vitamins just out of habit or advertising, then it's time for you to reconsider. The body after 60 no longer functions like it did at 30. And if you don't change, you might be trading your freedom, mobility, and dignity for a misguided belief. We share this video not to instill fear, but to empower. The right to know, to understand clearly, and to make the right decisions for your own body. If you find this information useful, please subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment sharing your experience or questions below. Because healthy feet not only help you go far, but also help you live freely, independently, and fully every day. Senat sum.